Is NIO still a buy? Why is NIO going down so much? How does a new share offering affect us as NIO investors, and how will it affect NIO as a company? So there are so many things happening for NIO right now. At the time of this video, they are down about 8% and there's just so much panic going on in general. So let's go through why NIO is down right now and whether I believe the stock is still worth buying. Let's also go through some recent news that might help NIO in this delisting case we're seeing. Firstly, looking at the weekly stock chart, we see that we are down again on the week from Monday, so it's looking like we're about to see another harsh week for us NIO investors. Although I think this mostly applies if you are looking to get into this company as a short-term play to make a quick buck, which I don't agree with, by the way. I always try to discourage people from buying short-term call or put options. It is incredibly risky, and unless you are some kind of oracle, you're almost gambling away your money. If you're rather investing in NIO because you believe in their ability to dominate the electric vehicle market many years in the future, I think these current levels should not bother you too much. We haven't seen prices this low in more than a month, so as long as you don't think the fundamentals of NIO have changed these past weeks, there's absolutely no reason to panic in my opinion. Although I do feel sorry for all those people who bought at the $50 range and now are doubting themselves as we have gone down to almost $40. I think this really tests your strength as an investor, and no matter how much you researched into a company and no matter how convinced you are that they will do well in the future, it still hurts a lot to see the stock going down. This is also why I always talk about making sure to stay diversified and own a lot of different stocks, so you can spread your risk and avoid getting too emotionally invested into one single company. For example, if you, like me, believe in the electric vehicle sector as a whole, why not own a couple shares in Tesla or XPeng as well? But anyways, this takes us to the reason why NIO is down today. And guys, usually there is no true reason for why a stock is down a particular day. Even when receiving bad news or having subpar reports, a stock can still go up that day. But this time, there's a very clear and obvious reason for why NIO is down, and I will explain why. That reason is NIO offering 60 million extra shares to investors, or actually 69 million extra shares. By doing this, they can raise more than $2.5 billion in cash to invest back into their business operations and to get the funding necessary to carry through all the different tech projects they have going on. Now, you might be wondering, where is this money coming from and how does it lead to the share price going down? Basically, the money is coming from all the people that were already invested in NIO. By selling 69 million extra shares that didn't exist before, there are now more shares in circulation than before. And since NIO as a company haven't changed in valuation too much compared to yesterday, we see a situation where there are more shares without a change in market cap, thus leading to the already existing shares being worth less. And since there are 60 million more shares now, that equates to the existing shares losing around 5% in value, that's why the dip we're seeing today is very much expected. Although this large dip that goes beyond 5 or 6% is just like always the market being volatile and unsure where to put NIO at this moment in time. But how this almost $3 billion in cash will be spent by NIO is, in my opinion, the most important aspect of this whole thing. We already know that they will have plenty of cash already to not go bankrupt, so I think this is money they will use to scale up their manufacturing further, to develop their new technologies, and possibly help future expansion to the US and Europe. Despite NIO founder and CEO William Lee Bin saying earlier that he will not be issuing more shares anytime soon, I do understand the rationale for changing his mind. Lee's adapting to keep up with all the other electric vehicle companies trying to accelerate their scaling process and outgrow each other. By now we have seen Li Auto, XPeng and even Tesla issuing more shares to raise money for their growth. And keep in mind guys, that Tesla is already ahead of the others scaling wise, so it really seems like the money NIO will get also can be helpful. Now, if we were seeing only one company do this, it would be a fair assumption that they are desperate for money to survive. But if all the major EV companies in the industry are doing it, it is clear that the money is needed for something much different. I think they are doing this to get ahead in the EV race, to scale the operations and expand faster than their competitors. It's a race that is being taken to the next level, you can say. Now, I want to be completely honest with you guys. It doesn't feel too good to see my shares being worth 5% less. And if NIO just keeps issuing even more shares, despite no one else doing it anymore, that would indeed make me lose trust in them. But right now, we are far away from that, and I am confident that NIO will be able to make good use of this money to increase their deliveries and improve their numbers so much that their increase in valuation will far beyond compensate for the dip in share price. So before going into whether I think NIO is a good buy right now, let's talk a bit about a recent development in the US-China delisting issue, where US is threatening to delist Chinese companies from the stock exchange if China is not willing to give them access to the financial audits for their companies. Not only have China said that they are willing to work through this problem with incoming Biden administration, China recently even gave access of the first batch of audit papers to the Hong Kong Financial Reporting Council, making Hong Kong the first offshore regulator to break through the secrecy barrier of China. This massively increases the chances of US also getting access to these audits. Chairman Kelvin Wong has said that the agreement with China has worked well this far and that it could be replicated elsewhere. He says that it is an agreement that the Chinese Finance Ministry is willing to enter with any other overseas financial regulator. So yes, in my opinion, it seems like the fear surrounding NIO getting delisted was a bit too much, especially if you consider that China has many years to make a deal with the US, and the fact that they just for the first time provided audit papers to Hong Kong just strengthens my case further. But with that said, do I see NIO being a buy right now even after this drop? As always, if you plan to buy NIO for the long term, I definitely do. Issuing of shares is already priced in, and it even seems like the market is reacting even more negatively than just the share dilution. We're down to the low 40s, and I just love to buy at these levels and just hold for years to come to hopefully double or triple my money in the future. Like I said earlier though, stay diversified and own other stocks to the point where you will be happy if NIO goes up, but not bankrupt if it doesn't. We all know electric vehicles are here for the future, and there are so many other great future companies in other industries, so make sure to invest in them as well. I'm not a financial advisor though, so do your own research, make your own decisions, and stay true to those decisions. And with that, I want to conclude today's video. My name is Sam, and welcome to the channel. If you found value after this video, it would totally make my day if you liked the video. It helps the algorithm, helps the video reach out to more people, and it's truly the absolute best way you can support me. Also, if you have watched all the way to this point, and if you enjoyed the content of course, why not subscribe? Something like 90% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel right now, so if you wanted to do so, that would be amazing. And maybe we can get to 10,000 investors in this community by the end of this year. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.